So, episode 102 of the SAI podcast. So, let's talk about what are we doing here. Johnny, what are we doing to do here?
SAI, saving Anna's Instagram.
So, Anna's Instagram is honestly not doing that well.
It's failing.
You could say it's failing. So, we've decided on a limited basis to, I guess, up to 3 podcasts, maybe 3 episodes.
I think yes, yeah.
Up to 3 episodes to put ourselves at risk, to potentially make fools of ourselves for Anna's benefit for a little while. But here's the problem. Your Instagram will never work because people want interesting stuff, and you don't really have an interesting life.
Wow.
So what Johnny and I are willing to do is to share some of our more interesting lives with you and your followers, and so that people can get to know the interesting aspects of your life, which is, basically us.
Exactly. We are the most interesting part of her life.
So we're willing to share.
So basically, am I being allowed into voice time if this is a boy thing?
Well, we'll get into some of that in a minute.
No.
Do I get allowed into the moments?
We'll get into that in a minute. But
here's definitely not. Not those kind of moments.
You mean boring old boy stuff? Absolutely not.
Exactly. Do I
No,
get
you don't get into that.
No, that's
but,
not.
But here's what
no.
we're willing to do. So what we're trying to do is get to the point where people are interested in you as a human, because if you want to be an influencer, they have to care about what you think about things. And in order for them to care about what you think, they have to get to know you a little bit. So they'll get.
The question is, do you think you can help me influence people on women's clothing as a guy?
See, that's what's wrong with your Instagram. That's why it's failing. It sucks.
Hey, take it down. You're being too harsh and tyrannical. So let's.
It needs to be harsh. Her thing is failing because she's doing clothes videos. Nobody cares about that.
But they could care about clothes videos later.
Whoa, thank you. Okay.
They could care about, because let's be honest, you and I are never going to follow them. Right? But
True.
we can help. We can help her get out there. Let's be honest.
No.
Well, I guess technically.
I'm gonna unfollow you after this.
But here's the thing. After this.
Yes.
So
after this episode.
It is interesting. If you want to talk about interesting things, should I talk about how much time and energy Johnny put into his hair?
No, shut off. Stop talking.
Whoa.
Stop it. Shut.
Okay, but let's talk about.
Impress a girl.
Hold on.
No.
You guys, you're talking weird and loud. See, people are going to think weird and loud. They're not going to follow you. But here's what Johnny and I.
Podcaster voice?
Here's what Johnny and I. Of course I do. Here's what Johnny and I are willing to do. We're going to take you on a couple of adventures. So here's the first one we're going to do. Should we? Okay, so here's what we're doing. So this started out
This
as.
is stupid.
No, it's not. You're going to get kicked off the pod. All right, so anyway.
Okay.
Tell me when we're ready. Oh, so we back on? So here's the first thing we're going to do. So Johnny and I, we live, for those who don't know, we live in a rural part of Virginia.
The only rural part of Virginia.
A lot of.
The only one.
Oh, so that's awesome.
Okay, cross that out. Are we going to make it? So look, we came up. So I need to start interviewing you on some topics. So let's talk about topics.
Do I get the chair?
No, she's interviewing me.
I'm interviewing you.
I thought.
There's nothing to interview.
I don't have a choice.
We're going to find one of these caves or whatever they are, holes in the ground where these bears are hibernating.
Are we?
And we're going to go up to it and we're going to poke it so that we can
poke like the cave or poke the bear.
We're poking the bear.
You're poking the bear.
We're literally going to find a bear and we're going to poke it.
We can go viral. Man gets killed.
No. Nobody can kill. Listen. I bet you. No one we know has actually poked a bear, and we're going to do it.
I bet you nobody has poked a bear.
So here's what Johnny
that has survived.
About. Oh, come on. They're not that tough. Listen, they weigh like maybe 180, 200 pounds.
They weigh like 500 pounds. They weigh way more than that.
So maybe we'll find a smaller one. But here's my point.
That's great, baby.
Yeah, and then they'll be with their mom that weighs like 800 pounds.
If you poke the bear, I think there may be max of 500 or 600. But if you poke the bear,
no.
Stick, finger, what do you?
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. If you're already gonna poke it,
this is on the podcast.
You might as well just go ahead and poke with your finger, because you're always gonna be already.
I totally agree. So how do we get her involved in poking the bear with us?
What I was gonna say is she is gonna be the driver of the getaway vehicle, but Does she know how to drive?
By the way,
That's the thing.
when Johnny and I were
She
planning
can't
this out,
drive.
when Johnny and I were planning this out, we talked about him going on the mini bike, and he
Yeah.
said he's afraid to be on the mini
I
bike.
don't want.
What?
No.
You're afraid of a bear on the mini bike?
Well, I think he's
No.
afraid he would crash and a bear would eat him.
I've never crashed. I've almost crashed.
Are you afraid of crashing and a bear eating you?
No.
So let me give you some podcast etiquette advice. You're screaming. Nobody wants to hear you scream. All right. So here's what I was thinking. So this whole, I mean, this gets into a little bit of a sidebar, but something we got going on here, Johnny and I do. So someone will call codename Mommy.
That's a code name. Wow.
Codename Mommy
that's
thinks that
called,
Johnny's.
It's just my mom. That's
Okay,
not
so she
code
thinks
name.
that Johnny's mini bike is basically a motorcycle.
Oh yeah.
And so
So is it?
No. Well, hold on.
it's a
mini bike
with a motor and all. So, but
every
so she
mini
thinks
bike
it's a
has a
motorcycle.
motor.
But here's my point. You know, it's kind of hard to convince like a teenage boy. Well, you're not quite a teenager, but preteen boy.
I'm
Hard
12.
to convince the mom to get motorcycles. But if she already thinks he has one,
can drive at 12 years old.
Yes, I can. Yes, stop. Shut up. Stop talking.
No, we're not talking about we're just talking a couple of dirt bikes. Anyway, my point is, since we've already got the mini bike, and she calls it a motorcycle, I think we're getting motorcycles.
Exactly.
So you're gonna trick her into thinking it's another.
I mean, I'm not really sure it's trickery as much as
she brought it upon herself.
Is that how we're doing this here?
Well, if we're going back to poking the bear, I think you're going to be the videographer.
Yeah.
Poking the bear.
She can sit in the back.
So now let's.
If I'm behind the camera, how am I supposed to go viral? Like, my face can't go viral behind his camera.
We're not trying to get you to go. We're kind of taking over your Instagram.
I mean,
it's gonna turn into Johnny's and Larry's
Whoa,
Instagram.
Whoa.
Not
Larry.
It's your name. Do you want Daddy to be on there? I mean,
Dad. Yeah, but I don't need Instagram to go viral. I don't know. I mean, here's why I'm doing this. Can we just be honest? Why am I doing this? Because if one of you guys actually becomes like a sensation, then you can take care of me.
I can almost guarantee that's not going to happen.
Like, where's the benefit for me here?
Well, I know. I'm hoping that one of you guys actually goes viral, and you can take care of me.
Watch me go viral.
So what would you go viral? So let's talk about this.
Not happening.
Let's talk about some
Maybe
things.
I should get my armband off. You know what? She has tons of followers. Okay.
Who are you talking?
We're interviewing Anna on the SAI podcast.
Hey.
So I'm gonna try to ask some girly type things, right?
Oh, all right. Let's talk.
Let's talk about what things are interesting to girls. Like we'll talk about
makeup, hair,
we'll
guys.
Talk about hair. Let's talk about hair, and then we'll talk about food and cooking. Okay.
Makes it interesting.
All right. So let's talk about hair first. So what are your views on the anti-marriage bun?
See, it's you could say it's trendy.
Explain what it is.
Okay, we're talking, guys. The bun, super cute. You know, there can be different types of buns. The slick bun that like.
A true anti-marriage bun is up here.
Okay, but a cute bun, some hair down. See, you know, didn't I do like some type of hairstyle that was like up on like something we were going to at church, and you thought it was like you were like it looks nice, but you didn't actually like it yourself, right?
No, but an anti-marriage bun is just that. It's an anti-marriage bun. You'll never get married because they're so ugly.
Then how come there's women who are married who could wear an anti-marriage bun?
I guess they're trying to get divorced. Honestly. I mean, I guarantee they didn't wear that before they got married.
Really?
That's the whole point of the anti-marriage bun. You wear a bun on top of your head, and you're never getting married.
How's the photographer doing?
We won't get into that right now. He's got some issues. But since
Dude,
poking a bear is like a genius idea. It's a sleep basically, and you can literally say for the rest of your life that you poked a bear.
I mean, I would do it with you. I don't know if I'd actually do it once we get on there, but I'll go with you to try this.
We gotta find the bear.
Okay, can we go back to the
so let's go back
interview here?
The interview. So we're not getting much on the anti-marriage bun because you're not doing it. So let's talk about one of the important skills.
Curling your hair?
No. Food.
Highlighting your hair.
Food.
Why food?
Well, food.
Because we like to eat.
Relates to teeth, and you want to do teeth. But let's talk about food specifically.
Uh-huh.
So tell us about your cooking skills.
I can cook if I want to.
Let's talk about this particular dish.
Why would I want to? Is the question.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this was from episode 1. Let's talk about a couple important. Let's talk about some, just like maintenance type of things for the pod here. So the first episode.
Please don't call it a pod. Please don't call it a pod.
No, that's what you call
it, dude.
The
Please.
pod. That's what you call it,
Part of the pod.
Johnny. So
Are we
first of
part
all,
the pod or
let's
like
talk about
the
this.
podcast?
I said to Johnny earlier today.
It's a podcast.
I said, how are we doing a podcast?
It's not even a podcast.
How am I doing a podcast with people who've never even heard a podcast? I said, Johnny, you probably never listened to a podcast.
How have you never heard of a podcast?
Listen, go ahead.
No, you say
Or you say it.
Say it. Oh, I think we've all heard it. Say it, just say it.
How
Say it quietly though.
Say it. Say it, you gotta say it.
do you really think I haven't heard of a podcast when my mother, listens to podcasts every day and then goes into another room, shuts the door and starts vacuuming and turns it up really loudly so you know she can't hear it, but you can
All
hear
right,
it.
that's enough. This could be the meltdown. End of the pod.
Fortunately, she's not on Instagram, so.
Ooh, thank goodness for that. But anyway, so we're talking, but here's the problem. I want to go back to episode 1 because you did this trailer for episode 1. The problem with episode 1 is
Well, that was
I liked episode
hold
1 way better.
on,
It was
hold on,
way better
hold
than
on,
this.
hold on.
Episode 1 was actually funny.
That trailer
This is
just
stupid.
a trailer for the podcast.
yeah, I know, but here's what I'm saying. I think
Well-
there was a level of inappropriateness in episode 1.
Really? Really?
I mean, let's talk. I mean, we did talk about poop. We talked.
Oh, did we say that we're
I mean,
specifically?
the word
I mean, we said brown stuff.
Well, wait a minute. But you know the she didn't put all the stuff. Remember the SHIT Express?
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's
That-
literally.
Whoa!
We literally
But
talked
that's
about.
not the
See,
word
that
poop.
would be a different podcast.
Sending-
That would be a podcast.
Oh, that's not episode 1. Episode 1 was just you guys falling on the ground like
That
nuts.
you know.
And you tried to say there was no
No, you're the one who fell out of your chair,
Where did
and
this podcast go? Because it was all like, are we talking about ways to grow?
Well, no, now
we were talking about poking a bear with our fingers.
Well, no, that's so you know. Well, I mean,
When
look.
do I get on the interview chair?
You don't.
Okay. All right. So we're okay. Let's switch that. So
You're
Johnny,
too greedy. Okay,
Johnny, you
that's
need
why
to
it's
pay-
failing.
Johnny,
You're too greedy.
Johnny, take the camera from us. Check out your cinematography skills while I interview her. See if it might be a bust. I mean, this might be the last interview she ever has
Exactly.
on her podcast. But let's give it a try. Let's give it a try and see
Okay,
if
let's
she
go.
can answer any questions.
Go.
All right. So I've tried to interview you on
The cooking didn't
hair.
go well.
Hair didn't work.
Hair didn't work.
Food doesn't work. So let's talk about something that Anna has a slight level of interest in. Really
A
hot
slight
guys.
level.
Really hot guys. So tell us about really hot guys.
Okay, so should we describe the perfect build here?
Really hot.
Okay,
This is gonna go nowhere.
let's describe a build
This
here
might go too far.
for the guys. For the guys, all right, we're saying big, so like tall, but like big. Boy.
Okay, so let me jump in. Let me
but
jump in.
like built like
Hold on,
muscular
all right, hold
big
on,
guy.
hold on. Somebody. All right. So, final topic on this episode. So to make it interesting,
Mhm.
people always say, "Don't talk about politics and religion because that will offend people and you lose followers." But let's be honest. People say don't talk about it because they really do want to talk about it.
Okay.
So we should dedicate. I mean, me. Thing. We are going to do an episode where we talk politics and religion because why not? If you don't like what we think, who really cares? We don't really need you.
We need followers.